Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel. If you're interested in the Donner Medo, this might be the video for you. Here we go. So the Medo is a mini groovebox with a 5-track looper. There's a drum track, a bass and a chord track, a lead or melody track and one track for samples. There's an 8-voice virtual analog synthesizer used for playing back sequences and a couple of effects like reverb and delay to spice things up. Let's take a look at the hardware first. The Medo has 16 touch-sensitive areas on its top for playing notes and changing setup. On the left side you'll find volume and power buttons. On the top side there's a 3.5mm stereo audio headphone plug, a microphone for sampling, and a USB Type-C port used for charging and data transfer and MIDI. On the bottom there's a speaker. It's quite loud but not bassy, so you may want to connect this to a better speaker. The Medo also features a Bluetooth interface and motion tracker which can be used to control the synthesizer. Turn the Medo on and you can immediately start playing drums. Hit the side of the enclosure to trigger a clap sound. Press the Donner logo to switch between drums, bass, chords, melody and sampler modes. The pads are touch and velocity sensitive and moving your fingers on them can do pitch bends and other things you can set up in the synth editor. The Medo features a sequencer looper that can capture up to 128 bars of music using all 5 tracks available. Your performances can be captured as they are or quantized. Let's create a short sequence starting with the chords. First, we want to change the tempo of a track. You can do this by holding down the Donner logo and then tapping the BPM button. Now let's select the key in which we want to play. Hold down the Donner button and press key. Now the bottom 3 rows represent notes beginning at C, then advancing to the right to D flat, D, E flat and so on. I want my track to be in A minor, which is in the 3rd row from the bottom on the 2nd key from the left according to this system. Now let's select the minor scale. Hold down the Donner logo and hold scale. Now the bottom 4 keys represent natural major, natural minor, pentatonic major and pentatonic minor scales. So here the 2nd key it is. Now tap the Donner logo until the chord key lights up. Then press Donner and 13 to start recording. Also, the upper 8 keys can be used for arpeggiated chords. I can tilt the Medo to control filter cutoff frequency here. Tap the Donner logo and record again to start overdubbing mode. I can now select the drum kit and overdub a drum track. Once that's done, add a bass. And now press the Donner and record key again to stop recording. Switch to the lead sound and start improvising. Along with the Medo comes the Donner Play app. Here you can send complete songs or separate drum kits and patches to your Medo. You can also change settings on the synth, for example, turning on or off quantization for individual tracks, changing LED colors, sharing tracks and sounds with the community, and more. Unfortunately, while filming this video, the software side was quite shaky, to say the least. The Android app often froze and had to be restarted, and on Windows I couldn't even get a connection to the Medo despite it showing up correctly in the Windows Device Manager. I really was looking forward to creating my own patches here, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. So I filed a bug report with Donner and I'll report back when those apps are in working order. Let's take a look at the sampler now. This is super easy to use. First, select the sample track, then hold the Donner logo and hold the sample key. The light will flash 3 times and then the Medo will record an up to 5 seconds long sample. Once it's finished capturing audio, you can play that sample chromatically on the 16 keys. You can only use 1 sample per project. As I said, the Medo constantly sends MIDI data. So in this last demo, I'll connect it to the Yamaha MU2000 here, which is a multi-timbral extended general MIDI box from the early 2000s. On the Medo, you can delete tracks you don't like by holding Donner and 5. You can adjust the volume of individual tracks by holding Donner and using the volume buttons. Verdict. The Donner Medo is a fun synthesizer that's easy to learn. Coming up with songs and sequences is really easy, and while the synth sounds won't blow you away, they're certainly competent enough to transport your musical idea. While the hardware is well built and the firmware is very stable, one can't say that about the accompanying apps, unfortunately. On Windows 11 those flat out don't work at all, and on Android the situation is quite unstable. The non-functional synthesizer editor is disappointing in particular, as I was really looking forward to show you that in action. If you think you've heard all of this before, you're not wrong. The Medo has very much in common with the Artiphon Orbor that I showed on this channel last year. They even share the same software problems. As it stands in mid-August of 2024, the Medo is a fun device that's very well thought out and brings some fresh ideas to the table, like the sampler, the arpeggiator, track navigation and more, but it's let down by the undercooked software that goes along with it. In the past, Donner have been quick to release bug fixes, so keep an eye open for news regarding that. Yeah, and that's it for today. The Donner Medo MIDI synth sequencer sound gadget. The hardware is great, but for the software it's still early days. Let's see how fast the software improvements roll in. So if you think this was a good YouTube video, please do the YouTube thing. As always, thanks for watching, and see you again very soon. Bye bye.